Hello again, everyone. We are onwards and upwards again to number 38 tonight. So just keep watching and sharing. Share, share, share. Please help me remind our loved ones why they are so important, why they matter. Help me save some lives today. So, this one takes a little bit of explaining as well, but I promise I will not try to take too long. And I'm still a little shaky after the one last night because that one was a big one. This one's a little easier. So, after almost a year, I finally quit working at the strip club and began working as a telephone technician for a satellite TV company. But I didn't keep that job for very long either before I ended up just walking out of it. So I was once again completely unemployed. And me and the ex-girlfriend and her boyfriend all ended up moving into a new apartment together. Just the three of us this time instead of all five. And in this new house, I could hear when they would have sex through the walls. Crazy that I couldn't in the trailer house, but I could there. It was whatever. And sometimes I would even masturbate to it. I was getting really kind of... And I still wasn't trying to get with anybody new. And I still hadn't told anyone about what had happened with the other boy. So I spiritually retreated into myself pretty hard, trying to deal with all that had happened and was still happening. I still loved and yearned to be with the ex that I was living with, and tortured myself daily watching her be with this other guy, while also dealing with my own crazy sexuality and the severe wound it had just taken in the previous video. So this is where my psychosis issues started to get really bad. I rarely ever ate, didn't sleep much because of nightmares, and when I did, it wasn't much sleep, and I would wake drenched in cold sweats. Within a few weeks, I managed to get a job at another fast food place, and it became my only place of escape. But I was already falling so far down my own rabbit hole. I had begun to see things that I knew weren't actually there, and hear things. I would walk down the hall of the stairs and I would see visions of my hands leaving trails of blood on the walls. And I would hear the sounds of sex in my head all the time. And I knew that I was literally losing my mind. A part of me knew. And I knew that it was because of how much pain I was forcing myself to endure. My dog at the time was staying with a friend. because we couldn't have him at this new apartment. We couldn't have dogs. So I was quite literally trying to manage this world completely on my own, it felt like. And I wasn't doing very well at it. I was sinking so fast. I knew I was going crazy. I knew nobody was noticing or caring. And I knew that I loved that girl. And I didn't care if it killed me. Because it was certainly about to. And that's where the girl in this video comes in. She had seen me at work when she had come in one day, and apparently I had caught her attention. She kept coming back every day for a few days, and finally got up the courage to give me her number, and said she wanted to get to know me. And for me, this move came completely out of the blue. And I thought, fuck it. Why not? So I texted her, and we began talking. Just talking. We met for coffee once that first week. And I paid with change that I had scrounged up from the couches and walked all the way across town, super early in the fucking morning, to go meet her there. And we got along so great. And we continued to talk for a few more weeks. And at this point, I learned that she was only 16. And I had just recently turned 21. And a part of me highly panicked. And I told her so, repeatedly. And she repeatedly reassured me on several occasions that there would be no legal repercussions from her parents because she was technically not under the guardianship of either parent in the state's eyes because of her own family background. So, hesitantly, we continued to talk and flirt. Well, I was talking with the ex that I lived with one night and had told her about this girl and how I was interested in seeing her, and then told her that she was only 16 and explained the family situation. And boom. Instant fucking fight. And it escalated very quickly. It was... Within moments we were screaming at each other. And it even got a little physical. Very minor physical scuffle. But yes, the police were called. And I was escorted off the property and went back to my parents' house again. Me and this girl continued to date from there, and within a few months we even moved in together. Typical lesbian status. Had our own place, 2 dogs. It was great. And at this point was where I had to tell someone about what happened with the other boy. Because my nightmares had gotten so terrible. And apparently I had started talking about it in my sleep, like I would say things. So she would hear it, and she started asking me about it. And she became the very first person that I ever told. Her and I were together for a little over a year, I want to say, but maybe not that long. And it ended because of me, because after months and months of not speaking with my ex, I had begun to dream about her relentlessly, and woke up every morning next to this other girl, and the guilt was killing me. So yeah, I ended up calling it off with this girl, knowing that she deserved better than someone who could only give her half of her soul in return for her, all of hers. So, Jess, episode 38 is for you. Because you loved me. Even though we have spoken since then, and I know you've already forgiven me, I will always be sorry for breaking your heart. You are an amazing and talented and unique woman. And everything about who you are is valuable and needed in this world. I am honored to have known you, to have loved you and shared my life with you for a time. Because whether you knew it or not, whether you knew you were doing it or not, you were saving my life every day. Just by loving me. Slowly helping me heal from the wounds that had almost killed me before you gave me your number that day. You are amazing and you matter. You saved a life, my life, and that will always matter. Episode 38, Jess.